That's us recording now, mate. Okay, so I'm just going to go live in the Facebook group.
Okay.
This will only take a couple of seconds, dude.
No problem, mate. How's it going over there? Good?
It's going good, mate. It's going good. I'm glad to get... What's that?
Are you nailing it?
Am I... What, sorry?
Are you nailing it?
Ah, yeah. It's all good. It's good fun. Like, I'm learning a shitload. Like, so yeah, I can't complain.
Happy days.
Great. Sharing group. Elite Belfast community.
What is it, 5 o'clock over there? Is it?
5 a.m., dude. To be fair, like it's
standard, mate.
I know it is standard, but I was just exhausted yesterday, like completely. Like I'm just looking back. I've done a couple of videos with a couple of boys at the event, and I look like shit. And it just sort of
shattered, were you?
I was exhausted because I didn't like. I didn't sleep much I didn't sleep at all on the plane, and then got here and just stayed up. And then awakened at like 2:15 as well. Right. Going live. That's us going live now, mate. Okay. Let's
get the
screen back up here. That's us live, dude. What is happening, my friend? How you doing?
Sweet, mate. Sweet. You?
Loving life, dude. So I'm glad to finally get you on here. So Kevin, listen, mate. What we'll do is we'll paint a bit of a picture for for the viewers watching. Sort of tell us how long. Like I know you've been knocking about for a long years, but for a lot of years you've been bodybuilding for a very long time. How long was it then before you decided, right, I'm going to make a career out of this? And how long ago was it actually that you sort of decided?
It was actually, first of all, I started training when I was about 20. It started off as a bit of crack, just the gym, go to the gym with the lads, do something, and then the team that I was training with at the time fizzled out, and I kind of started going by myself because I was starting to get a bit of love for it.
Yeah.
And then I met a wee guy called Billy Morgan. He was like a bodybuilder at the time, and he kind of took me under his wing. So he trained me up for about 3, maybe 4 years. So I started to learn a lot of stuff. And then I met a guy in the gym one day, and he was like, he started working in Fitness First. And at the time I was working in a factory, like we were earning stupid money at the time. And he was telling me he was getting something like 20, 25 pounds an hour or something. And this guy was only new in the industry. I mean, he was only in the gym probably about 5 or 6 months. He had the clue what he's doing. So I thought to myself, I better check out the course. I think that was about 13 years ago.
Okay.
So then I checked out the course and got on board, done it up in the David Lloyd Centre in Belfast. And then I didn't take any interest in the PT immediately. After I got the course, then I met a girl from Derry, moved to Derry, and when I went down to her, I met another guy down there, another pro bodybuilder, who kind of took me under his wing a little bit at the start. And you know, he said I didn't meet him. I met a guy from Fitness First down there, got a job in Fitness First in Derry, and kind of just got into it a bit there, mate. I didn't know where the future was going at that stage, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just had a love for the training. I thought I could make easy money, to be honest, and started doing that. And then he then eventually decided to do a show, and he brought me over to meet this pro bodybuilder, but I didn't know that I was going over to see him, and I was going to be he was going to get a look at me too and give his opinion on me for competing, because the guy I was with, he thought I had potential. So then I went over and he stripped down, and then they got me to strip down, and the guy says I've got great potential, and then that's whenever he says, but you need to train with him for a while. So he took me under his wing then for about a year, and I'm not joking, mate, the level of training was just a different league. I mean, I was sick pretty much nearly every week doing legs. It was crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And I progressed to me doing my first show. After I'd done my first show, kind of got a bit of a craving for it. Don't get me wrong, at the time of the first show, I was going, I'm never doing this again because the diet's insane.
Yeah.
After you win your first show, you think the diet wasn't so bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I went on from that, and ended up doing another show after, another couple of shows then. And then I ended up going through a bit of a traumatic time. I lost my partner through suicide. So I ended up moving back to Ballymena, where I originally came from. And to be honest, mate, my head was all over the place. I was grieving and I was kind of doing silly things for a few years. And then about six, I think it was maybe, no, how long, man? 7 years ago, roughly 7, even maybe 8 years ago now, I started thinking about, I need to start back training again. I need to get my head sorted, because the training was the only thing that kept me going in life. Mate, it helped me through everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know yourself the effect that exercise has on you.
Yeah.
So eventually, I got back into the training again. So I decided to compete myself. Got back competing again, and then at that point, I kind of seen there was a bit of an industry in the bodybuilding industry, and there was a gap in Ballymena where there was nobody helping anybody. So I thought, okay, I'll get a couple of ones in and try this PTing again. Got a girl in, got her ready for the show. And then that was kind of when the transformations was a big thing.
Yeah.
So I basically got her ready for a show, and I had the 12-week photographs. And that was it, mate. I kind of just started getting back into, I can start making a good living and get my head sorted here and get it going again. And I started to get the love for, not only for training the game myself and get that passion back, but once I started helping her, then I started helping other ones, and I was helping people in the gym just for transformations. Then other people were contacting me about shows. And then I was starting to get the love for helping them again. And that was it. It just progressed and progressed and progressed, mate. But then, like my background is bodybuilding, and like I've had this conversation with you, mate, you're kind of limited with your training.
Yeah.
And when you learn from bodybuilders, you're limited on your education as well. Do you know what I mean?
In that field, it's relevant. But I suppose we've spoke about this many times in terms of what people want as they get older and stuff. It's important so that you have a broad range of knowledge right across the board.
Yeah, that was it, man. I kind of started to realize there in the last couple of years, maybe 2.5 years now, that my knowledge that I had in nutrition wasn't as powerful as what I thought it was. And I wanted a wide range of skills instead of just the one set of weight training.
Yeah.
So that's when I kind of took it a lot more serious. I want to stay in this industry. So that's when I started doing some online courses, picking nutrition courses, and then eventually it led to seeing everybody around me doing well, and I thought to myself, what is everybody doing? And basically what everybody was doing was getting help from the likes of yourself.
Yeah.
So once I watched your video, I met you one time before, and I met PJ before, and I had a great vibe from both of you, mate. So once I kind of decided, yourself, it's like, do I know enough or don't I? You're always living in that state of mind. And eventually when I made that phone call to you, mate, was kind of the beginning of it all really kicking off for me, to be honest. I just knew you needed to know a lot more, mate. Even speaking to your students, I've been down to your place a few times doing a few courses with you, and speaking to your students, the level of education them boys are having is unbelievable. Do you know what I mean? So you realize you're in the industry, but you need a lot more. I need a lot of help in different areas.
Yeah, no, I think it's important. Everyone needs help. I think it's especially for guys like us who have been competing in various sports. All of your life, you think, I know it all. I've got it all sorted up, and then it's what's called a cognitive bias. So later on down the line, whenever someone tells you something, you're like, shit, maybe I don't have it all figured out. It happens. It happens.
I just felt stuck, man. I just felt that I was stuck and repeating myself with the same process with people.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously I got a little bit older myself, so I was getting niggles, and I wasn't great with mobility and stuff like that. So I started learning all that stuff, and I thought, this is the stuff that I need to be implementing into my training with my clients, because I've had the experience and I've got the injuries to prove it, but I don't want them having it. So I need to learn injury prevention and help them in the future so they don't go through the same stuff as me, you know what I mean? So that's what the education's all about for me now.
Yeah, of course, mate, of course. Suppose, in terms of where you're at from a business perspective, we know sort of before, you had come to me, you were like, you had no shortage of clients. That's the reality. Like, I mean, a lot of the time when people come to me, they're like, oh, I can't get any clients on board, and I have complaints. Your complaint was actually what we like to call a first world problem, where you were like, dude, I got too many clients on here and not enough time to myself.
What they're doing, mate, that's exactly what, because I was bamboozled. I was working far too many hours, I had no life, and I was just sitting talking to me. I didn't know what to do, where to go, and that's when I made the call to you.
Yeah. So, I mean, basically, you know, what's happening now? What'd you do with us? You done our kettlebell course, you done our MMP as well.
FMS.
Yeah.
Got a bit of FM.
Yeah, that's right.
So they were skills. They were little skills, mate, that I kind of need to learn, because I just like I say, I've been lifting weights the whole time, and the second course, or level 3 that I done, there was very little practical, and it was a lot of crap. Basically, it was online, it was cheap, and I just wanted the certificate to say that I had level 3. And it was only whenever I got introduced to your guys down at Elite that I realised the level of education that's required now for the PT industry, mate. You know.
Yeah. Of course, mate. So.
And what you guys are doing is fantastic, though, mate. You know what I mean? You're bringing PTs to a fantastic level immediately once they go onto the floor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's important, like you had mentioned earlier, you know, for that practical element, because the more coaching experience people can get, you know, the more it's going to serve them. Essentially, like.
Yeah.
So, dude, you joined my mastermind group at the start of the year. How's that been for you?
Different ballgame altogether, mate. I loved it from within the first week, because obviously you brought me straight down into mastermind a week later, which was probably the best way to start it, to be honest. Like, the first problem for me was I was thinking maybe I need someone to come in and help me, because I was working far too much, couldn't handle all the hours. And you suggested the team training, mate. Of course, me living in doubt, thinking, oh, that's not going to work. My clients are not going to like that. Which was totally the wrong mindset, because my clients absolutely love it now, and I love it. And we've built such a great community amongst us all now, and it's just so much. It's so much more of team, like literally a big team, a family team. And it's just so much better. Before it was just one-to-ones, and I was working so many hours that by the end of each day, maybe your 6, 7, and 8 clients probably weren't getting the full potential because of me being so tired.
Yeah.
So now, obviously, when I put together teams, it's freed up a lot of time yet. So I can get educated in other areas through the day now. So it's happy days.
Amazing, mate. Amazing. And we were talking a couple of weeks ago there, a sort of, you know, one of the goals you had set yourself to mastermind was to fill all your teams. And I think you were just a couple of people shy of that there, but it was more or less done and dusted, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, obviously the first mastermind was let's get teams up and running and see how it goes. We had a X amount of teams to get, and then once we achieved that, on the next mastermind, it was like, okay, let's go a little step further and see if we can kind of get a few more in. And once again, it's a little bit further again, and it's now like it seems to be now with the skills, even the social media, the skills you boys have kind of taught me how to, you know, attract the right clientele and give them the right information that they're looking to see. I mean, that kind of attracts so much more people to you. So, I mean, you can you can fill your teams, no problem. You can get the clients, you can get teams. It's about me getting my right system and how many hours I want to work a week, really, mate. And that's all down to you guys, because that was the direction you pushed me in, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Here, dude, we just do the direction. Like, ultimately, you do the work. I mean, your videos are fucking top notch, dude. You know, you know, I suppose while we're here, you know, for people watching this here, where can people connect with you if they want to find you?
From social media.
So, what's the Kevin McGuigan on Facebook? And
sorry. I thought. Right. Okay. Yes. Change for Life, mate. Kevin McGuigan, Change for Life, on Instagram, on Facebook, and on YouTube.
Love
you
it.
can see all my work on mostly Instagram, mostly Facebook, mate.
Cool. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. You know, before I know you were in a rush hour to head out, mate. So
no, I'm okay. I'm in no big hurry.
You're all good. So
freed up a bit of time. days.
Give people a wee bit of insight as to what happens on the mastermind day 2. So I know we've always had fun doing that.
The practical side of it.
Yeah.
Well, mate, the first one wasn't too bad, to be honest, John. I think you boys were being easy on me because I was only back from injury after 3 months. So we're not really talking about the first one. The second one was unexpected.
Yeah.
I thought I was getting it just as easy as the first one. Nah, it was a military workout on the beach, mate. Yeah. Which I think every single person wanted to give up about halfway through it. And we were all looking at each other thinking, somebody pull out, because it was so intense, man. It's just, the good thing about it is when you're going home after you achieve it is the mindset, because it kind of makes you believe you can do so much more when you achieve something like that. Mm. And also when you go back to your clients, and you don't let them off on much after that either.
I just remember Jordan O'Neill. I don't know if he's watching this here, but I remember he actually puked in the sand, and then he tried to. Yeah. We were talking about this the other day. He puked in the sand, and then he just tried to cover it up just so.
Yeah. On him, he got back up and finished it though, didn't he?
He did, man. He did, and that's the whole thing. I suppose the principle or the analogy of it is that, if you can get through this year physically, anything you do in business is going to be super easy.
Yeah, that's it. Another thing I want to say, mate, just before I go, is what I love from these guys is the business side of it. Mostly customer service is massive, and I can guarantee there's a lot of PTs out there, maybe even watching this, that probably don't even take any interest in the customer service. Mm-hmm. For me, it's been a big one, because it leads to client retention. Yeah. And keeping your current clients happy leads to more referrals. Yeah. And then you don't really need to be doing any work outside looking for anybody else, because if you do the work with the team you have, they'll talk so much about you. And then all of a sudden, there's more people coming through referrals and all. For me, that side of it, mate, was huge, because it's something I never looked into. I used to just do the one-to-one, and that would have been it until the next time I see them. Now there's so much more connection between us, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm actually going to share a video here soon that I've done with Luca Hosovar, and he just talks about, coaching, customer care, and culture lead to, referrals, retention. And that's a reality,
Yeah.
You know what I mean, dude? Well, here, mate, listen.
Yeah, mate,
we'll let you shoot on.
Okay.
Thank you for coming on, mate. Much appreciated.
Good to speak to you, mate. Okay.
Yep, and I'll see you whenever I get back, mate. Take care.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.